We're live. Just say when.
This meeting is being live streamed. When I assume when.
All right. Welcome to Living by Oak Values, where we unlock what makes us stronger men, fearless leaders, and unstoppable humans. And I'm Gary, the Superior Mailman, and we are here to keep it real, raw, and we are ready to help you rebuild. So let's dive in.
And I'm Rob. Now, too often we settle for the version that feels safe or familiar. But deep down, we know there's more. And today we're going to talk about uh, like something that you're becoming something more. And becoming isn't about chasing perfection. It's learning how to grow, owning your choices, and being the man you could be. In this episode, we're going to kind of unpack what it really means to live with that kind of intentionality in your life and how to start forward being the man you could be. And starting this week of the inner foundation.
Yeah, the Inner Foundation. So we're going to talk about the man you could be. So we're going to talk about the man you are, the man you want to become, and the man that you could become, and the roadmap that links all those together. And the best way we can do it is, I believe, by Rob and I telling you the stories of who we once were, where we are now, and how we got here, and what our next move is on this chessboard called life. Do you want to start us off, Rob, with a story, or would you like me to roll into it?
Well, like I told you earlier today, I have a question about the introduction that you started off with.
Sure, go ahead.
And if you wouldn't mind repeating the short two lines that we talked about, or just repeat the first two lines, and then I'll ask you questions on
Sure,
both that line.
sure. So we are unlocking what makes us stronger men, fearless leaders, and unstoppable human beings, or unstoppable humans. And we
And
are
so, like,
ready. We are
go
real
ahead.
raw and ready to help you rebuild.
Mm. And so, like I questioned you earlier, what makes us fearless leaders, unstoppable humans?
The fact that we not only live by our values, but we see the obstacles in front of us and we either go around them, knock them down, or get over them. We find a way and we do not let them stop us. So that's what makes us unstoppable. And I say fearless because that is how we have to act when breaking down these barriers. Granted, we are full of fear. This whole journey has been every time a new obstacle comes, I have fear of what's on the other side. What's it going to be like to leave the old version of me behind? It's not going to be comfortable. So I am afraid. But we cannot show that fear. So that is where fearless comes in.
Mm. So when you say you can't show that fear, you can't show that fear to who?
I think you can't show that fear to the man in the mirror.
Mm.
Because if you see that fear in your face, then you're scared. Then you're gonna cower down.
And so the man in the mirror, is that the man in the mirror, like the test, the man in the mirror? Every morning you wake up and you say, hey, I meet myself today, the man in the mirror, looking back at me. Do
Mhm.
I choose to be you or do I choose to be the man I want to be today?
What's the question? You're
The
looking at the
man,
man in the mirror.
the man in the mirror test, right?
Right.
Who do you want to be today? Or is the man you see in the mirror?
The man you see in the mirror is the man that you are, but you're telling that man not who you want to be, but who you are going to be. Because want leaves a choice. You want it, but you don't, are you going to go get it? But if you tell him, this is the man I'm going to be today, this is who I am, who I'm becoming, You're telling yourself facts, and it's going to make it easier to move forward. It's like the accountability mirror.
Mm. So I'm going to pull your question, the first one. When you hear that phrase, the man you are versus the man you could be,
Mhm.
what does it mean to you? Or draw us a picture.
The man that I am right now is I'm a man working on myself. The man that I could be is a man who has come further than I have, a man who doesn't get stuck on the couch doom scrolling, a man who doesn't say, I'm gonna do this today and put it off to tomorrow. So I consider myself very accountable. I hold myself accountable for a lot of things, but there are times I'm not perfect where I'm saying I will do this, but first let me do this. And then it gets pushed back, and then I don't do it. One of those things was working out. Now I stopped running again, but I'm back in the gym almost every single day because I get up in the morning and I used to doom scroll or make my coffee and meditate. I still meditate, but now I know that I have to start moving and working out to build myself stronger for tomorrow. So the man I was the man who didn't do that versus the man I am now is the man who does do that.
So who's the man you want to be?
The man I want to be is the man that is accountable 100% of the time. The man that has no problem getting to the gym, that has no problem saying yes to the things I want to do and no to the things I do not want to do. What do you got on that?
But as I said earlier in
Mhm.
my little statement, becoming the man who you want to be isn't about chasing perfection.
Right. Who's saying about
But it
perfection?
sounds like that's you're kind of chasing perfection.
Okay.
But are you chasing perfection? Are you trying to be a man that grows
I'm trying to
and
be,
stepping closer to the man you want to be?
well, I think perfection is unrealistic. I am,
Mm.
so I strive every day to be 1% better than I was yesterday. So whatever I do today, I want to do 1% better tomorrow or 5% or whatever. I want to do a little bit better tomorrow. So
Mm.
today I did 30 push-ups. Tomorrow I want to do 35.
That's not 1%.
Sure. It's a percentage and it's up. That's what counts. My math skills are not there.
I was like, wait a second. That's okay. Anyways, um, so why do you think men avoid trying to become a better man?
Because they're comfortable.
Mm.
There's tension in between who they are and who they want to become. There's that voice that says, you don't have to get out of bed right now. You can hit the snooze button. You don't have to go to the gym today. It'll be there tomorrow. So that tension is what keeps us on the edge of that comfort zone. We're not quite, we want to leave, but we don't because that voice says, hey, it's okay. You're good enough just the way you are. You have come so far. Like I told you earlier, what they talked about today in church. You sit down on that mountain halfway up and you're like, I can't go any further. I'm going to sit right here and enjoy the view. That's that tension. But you're called for more.
That's an interesting perspective.
More interesting than my math skills.
No, your math skills are terrible. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, there is no way 5 is 1% of 35. But anyways, no, it's it's like there's a tug of war
There is.
between the comfort and your calling.
There absolutely is a tug of war.
How do you know the difference between what you're called to do and what you want to do?
You don't.
Mm,
You have to have faith. You have to believe. And what you
yeah.
are called to do and want to do should somehow line up.
Mm. So you brought church service up today, so I'm gonna bring up the same story in a different part of the Bible. They talk about Jonah.
Mhm.
Jonah was called to go preach to a bunch of people he didn't want to do, but that was what he was called to do.
Okay.
What do you think the tension there is? The man you could be versus couldn't be versus what you're called versus comfort.
Well, it depends on why he didn't want to do it. So when I first started going back to the gym, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to get out of bed,
Mm-hmm.
but I did. I got in the car and I'm like, I don't really even want to drive right now. I don't want to go to the gym. But once I got there,
Mm-hmm.
lifting, I said, I don't want to do this. It sucks. I'd rather be on my couch. But the next day, actually that day, I felt way better. I did better at work.
Mm-hmm.
I was more alert. And I was like, I'm doing this again tomorrow. So yesterday, I didn't want to do this, but I felt like I had to. And a guy that I hang out with or online rather, he always says, prepare your body for tomorrow or something like that. Um, so I was like, okay, I need to get ready for tomorrow. As I get older, I need to make sure that I'm staying strong. So I did not want to. It was my calling. I went. Now I go all the time because I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
It is who I have become.
But what motivated you to go? Was there what was the mm, push to go?
That I knew the push. That I wanted to be in better shape.
Mm.
And I know that the more you do, the more you exercise, the clearer you think. And with everything going on, with the business and the podcast and just work, like I needed to clear my head sometimes. And so that's part of it. The running, the working out clears my head. It gives me a fresh start. But yeah.
I don't have anything at the moment. Hold on.
Well, if you're gonna write your questions, I'll tell my story of how who I was, where I'm now, and where I'm going,
uh
if you want.
Okay.
So all this started, and if you've been with us, from day one, Rob and I have been through a divorce. We've been through the pits of hell, and we've come back on top. But that man that I was a shell of a man. I did not have values. I was not authentic, and I knew that I had to become a better man. So that was where I wanted to go, but I was very comfortable where I was. I thought I was doing just fine. So I knew that I had to try something different. And that's where the pull came, where I started doing this work and reading and learning more about me and values and how to be what's the word I'm looking for? Like a 2.0 man, how to just be the best version of myself that I could possibly be. And through all the work, that's where I am today. And I'm trying to move up to the 3.0 man. I want to move up to have a stable relationship, a growing relationship, not only with, you know, a woman, but with God, with myself, with my daughter, I just want to be a well-rounded, growth-minded individual on a team.
Okay. And explain how you are doing that.
Which part?
The last part.
Part where I'm trying to go. Well, I started going
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
to church, but that's not because I had to. It's because we discussed that in the previous podcast. I found God, and so bringing Him into my life, I could have just let that go and prayed on my own. But going to church, it brings community, and
Mm.
maybe I'll meet somebody there, maybe not. I don't know, but it also allows me to see things differently. When I go to church, they do the sermon, and like today with the whole climbing a mountain. I love climbing mountains. So it kind of hit me, and I know that there are times when I'm on this journey where I do stop and I'm like, and it reminds me of Mount Washington, where it's just rocks, nothing
Mm.
but rocks. And I'm like, I'm gonna stop right here and just it looks very nice up there, but I'm not going any further. My knees hurt, my feet hurt, I'm done. But then I'm like, nope, I need to keep going. So that's where I'm at now. I'm at that spot where I have come so far and I can see the end or the next level, the next peak, and it looks really nice from here. I could stop and just sit here and enjoy this, but I know that I have to go further.
Right there.
Hmm.
I like that analogy. So, and I was on Mount Washington with you, and I can tell you there's no way I would want to do that again the way we did it again. But for the person out there, how do you convince them that is if they keep moving forward, they'll get to a better spot? Because it could be nice right where they were. Because there was an area in Mount Washington that was beautiful right before it got rocky and went to hell.
Hmm.
How do you convince the next person to say, keep going through hell so that you can come out on the nicer side?
You don't have to convince them. You just you can talk to them, you can tell them, show them what you've done, and it's on them. That is totally up to them, what they choose to do.
Mm.
I cannot force anyone's hand to move forward.
Mm.
That makes sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, I could drag you all day long telling you have to do this, you have to do that. But that's not you making a move for you.
Mhm.
All I can do is guide you. I can tell you, hey, listen, Rob, you do this, this, and that. You're going to get over there, and it's beautiful over there. It's much better. You're going to be more fulfilled over there. You can believe it, you can buy it, or you can leave it and stay where you are. It's your call.
Mm.
So you can still see me, right? Because I got a phone call that I didn't answer, and you're very small now.
Yeah, I still see you. Um,
I'm afraid. Oh, there it goes. Cool. Uh-oh, shit. What I did. Perfect. Cool.
mhm. So what can a person do to start moving to their highest potential?
The only thing they can do is realize where they are and know there's more.
Mhm.
On a personal level, they can call us, they can reach out. We have the newsletter, we have the podcast, we have if you're fresh dealing with divorce, if you go to the website, we have our first ebook out. It's the first 30 days on how to respond versus react and how to take everything as it comes without losing your mind, which would have been really nice when I was going through divorce. So there's all kinds of things you can do. Um, but you have to realize that where you are in life is not where you want to be or where you're meant to be.
Mm.
Oh, and on top of that, you'll feel the tension. You'll hear that voice saying, just sit back. You're fine. It's someone else's fault. It's not your job. No one's looking. Those kinds of things. And that's where your integrity is going to come in. And your discipline, and the way when you hear that voice, you know you should probably be questioning that voice. What do you got?
Um, so I know to me, it was always about baby steps.
Mhm.
And I would choose one small thing to do.
But
And it would be
why did
like
you
go
make a choice?
walking. Say that again?
Why did you make a choice? Why did you choose baby steps? Why did you make a choice at all instead of sitting where you were?
Because where I was, I couldn't go back
Okay.
and I couldn't know the way forward.
So why not just stay?
It was easier to stay.
Okay.
But then you're not, when you get in the habit of staying,
Hmm.
you almost are isolating yourself because you're trying to be the same person you were yesterday, or you're trying not to be and trying not to care and trying not to do this. And it takes a lot of effort. And sooner or later, you're tired of not caring, that you have to find something else to do to occupy your time. As much as you can play games, there'll become a point where you get tired of
Okay.
playing games and you are craving something deep in your soul to do. And you're like, I need something to do. And that's where I was like, I need help. I need to find a path forward.
So you felt the tension.
Sure. If you want to call it tension,
Well,
I don't.
there's a pull, something saying, hey, I need to do something. That's tension, is it not?
Mm, yeah, it's a weird word, but yeah,
Okay. All right. So you took baby steps.
yeah, baby steps. Yes.
But at the end,
Oh, I forgot the rest of the story now. You threw me off.
sorry.
You threw my train of thought off, actually. I'm done with my train of thought, to tell you the truth.
Okay. So then I guess back to where I was, like, so I knew that I had to make a change. And I know that every day
Mm.
I need to make a change. Every day I want to get better until the day that I'm dead. And part of that, outside of me, is leading by example and building a legacy. I want the people in my life to see that if I can do it, they can do it. If I've been through the pits of hell and climbed out and made myself better every day, I know that you can do it. I know my daughter can do it. I know everybody in my life can do it if they really, truly want it. Or they can stay where they are. Everybody has a choice, and I cannot force anyone's hand. All I can do is guide.
All right.
That's my
Is
story.
that the wrap? All right. Is there any uh closing thoughts before I wrap up the episode?
I don't think so. I want to touch on one more thing, the tension thing. You said it was a weird word. And tension is what it's the gap in between where you are and where you want to be. It's the pulling that says, I need to be a rock. I need to be unshakable. That's tension. So in case I threw anybody else off of that word, that's tension's the gap of where you are to where you want to be. That's all I got.
All right. And so that's a wrap. This week, remember that becoming isn't about having it all figured out or about taking one step forward from where you are. Each decision, each conversation, each challenge is an invitation to shape who you are becoming. So go about your week, pause, notice, be intentional. The people around you will feel it. And big things are starting to happen. Conversations that are going to be cut deeper than ever, new episodes, and more unfiltered guests. Um, we want you in the room because your stories matter.
And whether you've been with us from the beginning or if you're just tuning in, welcome to the crew. And grab your copy of our first ever ebook. It's called The First 30 Days, and it's on northmancoaching.com under resources. And remember, every moment you are casting a vote. Are you rising? Are you retreating? Are you honoring your worth? Or are you selling yourself short? Remember, make every vote count. Until next time, stand up, speak the truth, and above all, stay authentic. Have a good one, guys.